Hi there. Okay, so we're going to talk about swoops or swooshes using a brush, so brush strokes. And the first thing that people tend to want to know is what brushes to use. These are all the brands that are good. That most of them I've tried and used. XDT makes what's called a rigger brush set. I tried to put down what to search for if you're going to search on Amazon for these. Happy Dotting Company makes a nice set. They call theirs the Mandala liner brushes, and Thoughtful Dots makes a nice set. The good thing about those two brands is they only include the brushes you need. These other brands, like this one is this Kobe is a 12-piece set. I included it because it just happens to be what actually this is a Jerry Q. I forgot Jerry Q is a brand too. But it's got a lot of brushes in it. And so you got to pick out the ones that are best for Jerry or Jenny? Jerry. That are best. You want 1/2 inch to 1 inch long tapered brush is really what you're looking for. And they're called either a liner or a rigger brush. They're pretty thin and they come to a point at the tip versus a blunt end. It did until I smashed it. And really, if you hang out in the 3/4 inch, that should satisfy most of the strokes that you're wanting to make. The only time I might go bigger if I'm really wanting to make some big fat ones, swooshes that travel a really long distance. But I typically only use one brush when I'm doing my brush stroke work, unless I'm doing a really small element and I want to go down to like a 1/2 inch size just so I can squeeze it in the little space. But for the most part, a 3/4 inch liner or rigger brush is what you're looking for. And then you want a fluid paint like Deco Art Americana, Golden Fluid, Folk Art will work. You might have to thin it down a little bit. But you want it to be nice fluid paint, thinner rather than thicker, for sure. All right, and you want to wet your brush before you start, and then wipe it off. Otherwise, your brush will be stiff and won't carry the paint well at all. You want to really load your brush up with paint. Don't be shy with the paint. Get it till it's just about dripping off of your brush. I don't know if you can see this, but it's just about to drip off the end of my brush here. Okay, you want a lot of paint. Don't be afraid to really get a lot of paint on your brush. And you want to start out really pushing down. I hold my brush kind of like I would hold a pencil between my thumb and my forefinger, index finger. And you want to really push down at the beginning so that your brush kind of curves to a 45 to 90 degree angle. Really push down. And then as you're moving along, sorry about that, to the end, bring your, just waiting for the dogs to stop. Can you stop, please? Sorry about that. So really push down at the beginning, and then as you're coming to the middle end-ish of your stroke, bring your brush up to vertical so that you just kind of, I don't know how to describe what I'm saying. You want to drag it up back into a vertical angle, straight up and down. So you start out bending your bristles And you come around and bring it up to the point. And that's how you're going to get your nice little tails at the end. And start out practicing on cardstock. Don't jump right into a piece or an element. Just start to get a feel for the brush and the pressure, the quantity of paint, the curves, how to move into the, you know, and just do waves. Just get a feel for the brush, because really the three things that matter are the amount of paint on your brush, the pressure and how you're applying it from start to finish and releasing it, and your confidence. The more confident you are with the brush, the smoother and prettier your strokes will be. When we're nervous, because I know this is how it was for me in the beginning, my strokes looked, you know, just kind of squiggly and just kind of goofy, and it's because I was shaking. And the thing is, it's just paint. You know, especially if you're starting out on cardstock and not on a piece that matters, which is by all means what you should do, then no one's watching you. It's just you and the paint. And so just play around with it and get a feel for it. And once you get feeling confident with moving your brush around, then move to some elements and to a piece. But these really are all about just practice, and then your muscle memory will kick in, and you'll be amazed. You won't even have to think about using them anymore, or about creating them anymore. It just sort of, like anything else that you do on a regular basis. So let's do some around some elements. Oh, I wanted to show you, like for something like this, and let me turn it around, because that's how we work with the mandalas. We work outwards. So these things would be facing me this way. And so like for this one here, I would probably use a 1/2 inch long brush, because I'm not traveling quite as far. But the concept is the same. You still want to push down and bring it up at the end into a tail. So push down. And also get in the habit of practicing both directions, because whether you're right or left-handed, one side is going to be easier for you than the other. So make sure you practice both directions on your cardstock, going both directions with squiggles and lines and curves and all of that, so that you'll feel more comfortable doing each side without having to turn your work around and stick your hand in your wet paint and all of that. So again, this is a 1/2 inch brush, and it is good for smaller areas like this. So push down and come up to a point at the end. And then I go back to my longer brush for an element that's longer like this. Quite a bit of paint till it's almost dripping off. Push down. Come around, and as we're coming to the end, come up and end on the point. So push down. And don't be afraid to really push down and come up at the tip. Push down. and up. Push down. And up. And there you go. That's about it for them. I mean, you can go online and look for different brushstroke patterns to get some ideas once you get comfortable making them for all the different ways that you can use them. And I'm sure you've seen them used in all kinds of ways. But just get comfortable with doing the basic curves and straight swoops, you know, going just up and down, which actually I struggle with more than doing the curved ones for some reason. But just practice just a straight swoop. Push down, come up at the tip. Push down, come up at the tip. And then, like I said, you want to practice going this way to the left and to the right. And again, I'm holding my brush between the thumb and the index finger, and all of the movement is in my fingers and a little bit in my wrist, not my elbow, not my arm. You're really using it just like a pencil, just like you would hold a pencil. Okay? I hope that helps. I know they're frustrating for some people, and they were for me in the beginning too, but just keep at it, and I promise it will get a lot easier, and they're really fun to make once you feel confident with them. But so don't be scared. It's just paint. All right, bye for now.